Today I fucked up by burning my right eye retina after looking at solar eclipse. Well, not today but about 20 years ago. I was young teenager in a summer camp and did not know any better. I looked at the sun through my partially closed fist, to reduce aperture, with my right eye. I have a small spot in my right eye that kinda static, like TV static. Whenever I take eye exam, reading letters, I have a very hard time reading letters with my right eye, because of the burned spot. I have since got LASIK, I had a slightly bad vision, and my right eye came out slightly worse than the left. All because we could not get accurate reading, I kept screwing up reading part. Burned eye retina, like mine, is incurable and inoperable. I will have to live with this all my life. It's not bad enough that would render me disabled, just annoying sometimes. Please watch out for kids looking at the eclipse. They will see that all adults look at the sky and do the same. That is what I did. Please be aware of eye protection tomorrow. Too long didn't read, burned my right eye retina looking at the solar eclipse and now cannot pass eye exam. Edit, since everybody asking. I've looked at it for around 30 minutes. It was partial eclipse. Edit 2, geez, so many of you replying with the same experience. This issue needs to be better explained to the public, maybe taught in schools. I thought for sure your first line was going to be not today, but tomorrow. Today you, tomorrow me. Tomorrow is your chance to even things up a bit. I can tell by the comments on this post that we're gonna have a lot of today I fucked up, burned my retinas posts tomorrow. My husband is a goddamned idiot and is planning to look at the partial eclipse. We're well outside the totality zone, with just 3 pairs of sunglasses put together. He knows he's not supposed to do that and I've tried to talk him out of it, and he doesn't care. Thank you for sharing your story. I would like to think you have saved at least one child from retina damage. With all this eclipse hype, I have to wonder who was the first person to figure out that looking directly at one was a really bad idea. Indiana Jones. Today I fucked up by trying to hallucinate. This story happened years ago, back when I was a weird 14-year-old kid. I had always been interested in psychology and at the time came across articles about hallucinations, which resulted in a brief obsession with the topic. Eventually, I really wanted to experience hallucinations myself, of course without having to take drugs or doing anything harmful. So, I googled away. Goldmine, I found a step-by-step guide on how to induce hallucinations. 1. Cover each eye with half a ping pong ball. 2. Make sure that the room is dark and have a red light in front of you to look into. 3. Use noise-cancelling headphones and listen to static. 4. Wait around looking like a maniac and eventually, hopefully, hallucinate. Naturally, this wasn't something that I intended on doing with other people in the house. I patiently waited for an opportunity to be home alone and put my master plan into action. I stole one of my brother's ping pong balls and cut it in half, took my mother's infrared lamp and darkened out my room. Within a short amount of time, I was ready. Now, imagine a kid sitting completely still on a chair with ping pong balls glued over their eyes, wearing headphones and staring into an infrared lamp in complete darkness. Yep, it's as weird as it sounds. I can't put into words how excited I was to experience hallucinations firsthand and completely lost track of time. But ass. My waiting paid off, when I began to faintly hear footsteps, something that the guide explained was a common first auditory hallucination. My journey into a heightened state of mind was finally taking course. Or so I thought. Turns out that in the meantime, my parents and brother had come back home. My mom noticed the odd red light shining under my closed door and checked up on me, only to find me like that. After getting over the initial shock, she called over the other family members to come take a look at me, while I was sitting there blissfully unaware and pumped about finally hallucinating. Of course they didn't pass up on the chance to take a couple of photos of me, before tapping my shoulder and asking me what the fuck I was doing. You can imagine my horror when I realized that the tap on my shoulder wasn't a hallucination, but real. The aftermath was that I had to buy my brother new ping pong balls and that I became the laughingstock of my family for a while, resulting in an embarrassing story that my parents still like to bring up occasionally. And of course, the pictures were shown around as well, causing immense embarrassment on my part. And arguably the saddest part of the story is that I never wound up hallucinating as I had originally planned. Too long didn't read, I glued ping pong balls over my eyes, listened to static and sat in complete darkness while staring into Ree's light in an attempt to hallucinate, got caught by my family and ended up completely embarrassed. Update, I looked through my phone and actually found one of the pictures that my parents took. Try not to judge too harshly please, lol. What if you achieved your goal, and this is still one big hallucination? Amused. Don't tell her. If she figures it out, we stop existing. Thank you for being brave enough to give us the photograph for proof. Love it. I have to admit, I was a little hesitant at first. I'm glad that you appreciate it. It's certainly the weirdest photo that I have of myself lol. This is one of the best stories I've ever read in this sub haha. Thanks for sharing, pic makes it even better lol. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You're very welcome lol. My girlfriend at the time, and I tried the exact same thing when we were like 16. She fell asleep and I just got really bored. Should have just done drugs like normal teenagers. I've never seen a today I fucked up pic before. Bravo, edit, this would make a great album cover. Today I fucked up by saying my best friend's wife might have cheated on him during their speakerphone call to announce their pregnancy. Just a simple fuck up that I made a few months ago, but I thought it would be fitting. My friend has been in an off and on again relationship with a really great girl. However, there was a point in which she was cheating on him. This time has passed, as far as we all know, and they are happily married now and expecting a baby in the next few months. Anyway, the day he called me to tell me the news is when I fucked up. I get the call, and I can tell that I am on speakerphone. I had no idea that his girl was also on the call with us. He says something along the lines of, "Guess what, man? Me and so are having a baby." Me, being the unfiltered and untrusting idiot that I am, replies, "Dude, you better make sure that baby is actually yours bro. Get a DNA test done immediately. She might be trying to get you to pay for another's dude's baby." And of course, that comment is followed by a very long and awkward pause, until he says, "Oh no, haha, it's mine. So and so is actually here in the car with me. You're on speaker, dude." And that is the moment I knew I fucked up. Oh. Hey, so and so. Congrats guys. Love you, bye. TL, doctor, I fucked up by telling my buddy his wife may have gotten impregnated by another dude, while she was also listening to the call on speaker. All they wanted to do was share the good news with me. I was having a conversation with my cousin about the tooth fairy over the phone because she mentioned that her son had been visited by the tooth fairy, and I was like, oh I remember when I found out the tooth fairy wasn't real, and was about to tell the story, only to be informed that there were 2 children in the car who had now had a part of their childhoods ruined because she had me on speaker. The moral of the story is that people who put you on speaker without telling you are assholes lol. And this is why, whenever you call someone on speaker, you tell them they're on speaker and who is with you, right at the start of the conversation. All the friend had to say was, "What up Dr_Pi314, I'm here with Cheetah McGee and you're on speaker. We have some exciting news. LMFAO Cheetah McGee." If you put people on speakerphone, you should announce that immediately. "Hello X, you're on speakerphone with 10 and 10. It's really so simple. Can confirm. Do this every single time I ever have anyone on speakerphone. And yes, it has saved me from many more potential fuck-ups." At least you didn't email him later to say you think his wife cheated because only 2 out of 3 triplets are black. Lamau, I saw that post. What an asshole. Really great girl. Cheating on him. Pick one.